You know that feeling like being alone is just the waiting room for something better to happen? Well, what if it's not the waiting room? What if it's the main event? Today, we are going to completely flip the script on solitude. We're not just talking about being okay with being alone. We're talking about mastering the art of truly enjoying your own company and turning it into your greatest source of strength. So let's start with a question that might feel a little out there. What if being alone wasn't the backup plan you settle for, but the actual goal? Just think about that for a second. What if the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself? I mean, that one idea completely turns the tables on pretty much everything we're taught about finding happiness in other people. All right, so how do we even get there? Well, we've broken it down into a 5-step journey. First, we're going to redefine what it even means to be alone. Then, and this is a big one, we'll tackle the uncomfortable but totally essential detox phase. After that, we get into the good stuff, building your inner foundation, discovering the incredible payoff, and finally, seeing how all this works in the real world. You ready? Let's dive in. Okay, first things first, we have to reframe what it means to be alone. Seriously, it's not about what's missing from your life. It's about coming home to the one person who has always been there and, let's be honest, always will be. And that's you. Just look at this contrast here. On the one hand, you have what society basically screams at us 24/7, that your joy isn't real unless someone else sees it, validates it, gives it a like. But the real goal, the shift we're talking about, is seeing that alone time as a chance to return to yourself. It's a chance to reconnect with who you are without all the external noise. In this quote, wow, it just nails it, doesn't it? The whole journey to actually liking your own company starts the moment you stop performing for some invisible audience. It's about understanding that your worth isn't up for a vote. It's just a fact. Okay, now for the tough part. Let's be real for a minute. Learning to love being alone isn't always bubble baths and cozy nights in, at least not right at the beginning. The first stage is a detox, and just like any detox, it can get pretty uncomfortable. So, what exactly is this detox we're talking about? Well, it's the process of unlearning our addiction to constant distraction. It feels so weird and uncomfortable because you're literally fighting against a culture that tells you to be plugged in, performing, and looking for approval from the outside world all the time. I feel like this cycle is going to look really familiar to a lot of you. The second there's a quiet moment, the silence feels deafening. All these weird, uncomfortable feelings start bubbling to the surface. And what's our immediate knee-jerk reaction? We grab our phones, we scroll and scroll, anything to just escape our own heads for a little while. And this is exactly why the detox is so hard. When you finally put the distractions down, you're forced to face everything you've been running from. You know, your insecurities, your regrets, those issues you keep pushing down. It's like taking a raw, unfiltered look in the mirror. It is tough, for sure, but it is the only way to get to the other side. So once you've started to push through that initial discomfort, that's when it's time to start building. Think of this as the construction phase, where you actually lay the foundation for a rock-solid, loving relationship with yourself. But look, this journey is not a straight line. It often kicks off with this honeymoon phase where you're super excited about having your own space. But then reality can hit. Those waves of loneliness can feel really intense. The trick is to just remember this is a totally normal part of it all. You have to ride those waves until you get to the point where a date with yourself is something you actually look forward to. So how do you actually build this foundation? It's not about these huge, grand gestures. It's about small, consistent acts of self-care that are really acts of self-reliance. Think about it. Every time you cook a beautiful meal just for you, or you let yourself sit with a difficult feeling without immediately grabbing your phone, you're literally proving to yourself that you can be your own source of comfort and strength. And right here, this is where the real magic happens. You stop outsourcing your emotional well-being to other people. Instead of searching for some external band-aid to fix how you feel, you learn how to heal yourself from the inside out. And that builds this deep, unshakable confidence that you can handle whatever life decides to throw at you. Okay, now for the really good stuff, the payoff. After you've done all that hard work building that inner foundation, everything changes. Your whole perspective on life, on love, on relationships, it all gets a massive upgrade. Oh, I just love this metaphor. When you're genuinely happy in your own company, love stops being something you need to survive like oxygen. It's not this desperate thing anymore. Instead, it becomes something that just adds to a life that's already full and happy, kind of like sunlight. It shifts from being a need to have to a nice to have. This chart just lays out this shift so perfectly. You move from this place of scarcity, of needing something, to a place of abundance. You stop putting up with one-sided friendships because you're not afraid of being alone anymore. You're not out there looking for your other half to complete you. You're already whole. And your time, it becomes this precious thing, and you start being really selective about who you share it with. So what does this actually look like day to day, in the real world? This inner foundation isn't just some warm, fuzzy feeling. No way. It's a superpower that you can use in every single part of your life. This is where the rubber really meets the road. In your career, it's having the courage to speak up and advocate for yourself when you're being treated poorly. With your family, it's having the strength to set those loving but firm boundaries that protect your own peace. And in your relationships, it's the self-respect to walk away from anyone who doesn't see your worth. Your self-worth becomes your North Star, and it guides every decision you make. If you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Enjoying your own company isn't just a phase you go through, like a chapter in your life. It's the foundation of your entire story. It is the unshakable bedrock that will support you through every storm, every heartbreak, and every big change. You become your own anchor in a world that is always, always changing. So I'll leave you with this question. This isn't just some nice idea to think about, it's a call to action. What is one small step, just one, that you can take today to start laying the first stone of your foundation? Maybe it's just taking yourself out for coffee or journaling for 5 minutes, or maybe it's just sitting in silence for 60 seconds without reaching for your phone. Whatever it is, I really hope you take that first step.